Alright, this is my new 2022 Aero road bike from Windspace, and today we're going to see what the max speed is on it. I've just gotten out of my week-long quarantine, and today I went out for a 2-hour easy ride where I went over the illustrious Curragh Hill. This is where I filmed some of my biggest ever videos, and my biggest video on this channel was hitting 100 kilometers an hour down there. Went down that hill this morning on my training ride with my training gear on. I had saddlebag, just like everything, just training ready to go, and I hit 102.8 kilometers an hour. That's on my Strava. And ever since I got home, it's got me thinking, I wonder if today is the perfect day that we can try and get as close to 110 kilometers an hour as possible. So my thinking is to try and get over that 105 kilometer an hour barrier. We've got a nice tailwind and there's bugger all wind today, and it's quite a warm day as well. I'm pretty sure that helps with the air density, but don't fact check me on that. I'm going to run my full long sleeve Couplands skin suit with the booties that I've been running for my time trial practice. I have never run booties down there before, so I don't know if that's going to help any, but we're going to run booties, skin suit, and the POC Aero helmet. The reason I'm going for the POC over the long nose on the S-Works one is now to kind of like move my head around while I'm trying to get into that Aero tuck on the way down. So if you go into Strava and look at the segment, it's called the Curragh East Side Descent. I've got the KOM, but it's also shared with like 4 other guys. So it's me, Ryan Christensen, Aaron Gate, Pithy, Glenn's also got it. There's actually there's about 8 of us that are on 1 minute and 4 seconds, which is an average of 87 kilometers an hour from the top to the bottom. The day that I got it, I maxed out at like 104 kilometers an hour from memory, and that was on my Canon Super 6 Evo with, I'm pretty sure I had the 75s on, the Duracell 75 wheels. And that was a quick bike, but I don't think it's anything in comparison to the Aero gains on this Windspace. Like when I went down there today, I wasn't even trying to go for the record or anything, and I was just absolutely flying. Right, so we've just got to the top of the hill and it's like 10 times windier than it was today. And I had almost 103 down here this morning just on a training ride. I'd say the winds was probably less than 10k an hour this morning. It's probably upwards of 25 plus now. So it's going to be a real quick run. About a K down the other side of the climb. I guess this is it. We're going to give it a go. It's pretty windy at the moment, so fingers crossed we stay on our bike, and fingers crossed we get over 105k an hour. Alright, the first run that I did didn't go quite to plan. My Garmin, like halfway down, just like completely disconnected from all of the satellites. So I got to the bottom and my max speed was only 70 kilometers an hour, because I remember going through the first big sweeping corner, and that's where I sit up, and that's the first time I really have an opportunity to look at my Garmin. and it said 40 kilometers an hour. I was like, what the hell is going on? So anyway, I kept going, got to the bottom, and I was like doing 42 kilometers an hour, where I was probably doing more like 95 kilometers an hour. So that was all the profanities at the start of the video. It was that first run that I completely ruined. So unfortunately, we will never ever know what we actually did on that first run. So the second run, the wind slightly changed within like the 10 minutes between those first two runs. It was getting pretty late. It was like after 6 o'clock, the sun was almost gone down. And the wind was kind of went from a tailwind to kind of like a tail cross from the right. And the first long straight, I literally was like starting to get the speed wobbles and having to like lean into the wind in the aerotuck. Probably the sketchiest descent I've ever done of Curragh, but I'll show you some of the stats. So according to the actual Garmin, if we go into the summary, it says that my max speed was 103.59 kilometers an hour, so just under 104. But I felt like I definitely went over 104, and the file for this is like completely ruined. If you go into my Strava and you look at the activities, it clearly didn't pick up enough satellites or something, because it just went like straight down the hill and it didn't follow the road, so I never even got to see how close to the KOM I was down the descent. Because like on the Strava, it reckons my max speed was like 120 kilometers an hour, which it clearly was not. So it's obviously a little bit mucked up. And the reason I'm borrowing this is because my 1030 like fell off my bike the other day and it's completely destroyed. So I'm gonna have to say that that was a failed attempt, unfortunately. I'm gonna say, like, obviously that I feel like I definitely would have been over 104 kilometers an hour. I'm not sure about the 105, but definitely over 104. But yeah, it was a decent run. It's good to get out on that new bike and just kind of test it out and actually see how it feels, because the top tube of that is so much lower than my Cannondale. I'm sitting so low inside that frame, and like this is the only bike I've really had, because I've got quite short legs and I've got actually a decent amount of seat height, so I can really like slip into the bike. That's why I thought it would be so fast. But yeah, the moral of the story is I need to get rid of this Garmin and actually go and get myself a new one, or claim insurance on my 1030, because I really need to be using something that's a bit more accurate when I do these videos. But that is going to be the end of this video. If you did enjoy content like this, please consider subscribing to the CyclingTom channel. The button for that is just down below, and please like this video if you haven't already and leave a comment.